Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock, Drogheda. One of the things tourists like to see when they visit Ireland is the dolmens, those stones where you've got a couple of boulders or stones and a flat stone slab on the top of them. They're pretty iconic in marketing Irish tourism. Thousands of years ago, these things were built, and archaeologists still don't fully agree into just what they were all about. Some feel that they are doorways, entrances into tombs, and so they're sometimes called passage tombs or portal tombs. But other archaeologists think that they were actually constructed as altars in which pagan priests would offer sacrifices, and indeed some of them appear to be notched with channels where blood would have been able to drain away. It may indeed be that they were built originally for one thing and then used for something else. And in fact, they're not just an Irish thing. They're found all over the world. In fact, 40% of all the dolmens in the world are actually in Korea. And there's many, many more of them outside Ireland than you'd ever find in Ireland. The very word dolmen itself means a stone table, and it's from the old Breton language from what's part of modern day France, and it means stone table. Now, C.S. Lewis, in his children's books, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, had a stone table, and this was almost certainly inspired by dolmens, because C.S. Lewis, of course, came from Northern Ireland, used to spend his childhood holidays in County Louth, and so he was well familiar with the countryside on both sides of the borders, including the dolmens. And the stone table in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe is where Aslan, the lion, is sacrificed in somebody else's place. Now, C.S. Lewis was very, very clever. He used in his children's books, he was trying to get across Christian ideas and Christian themes, but it wasn't just the lion is Jesus kind of thing. And so he didn't have Aslan being crucified. He had him tied down and killed by a knife on the stone table, and then he came back to life again. In fact, the stone table in C.S. Lewis's stories is a great reminder of Isaac. That whenever Abraham took Isaac up on the mountain and bound his son to the altar and then was going to kill him with a knife, and then there was a substitute took his place, the ram that was caught by its horns in a nearby bush. And so in the same way, Aslan is sacrificed as a substitute on a stone table. But it says this in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, that the stone table was created by Aslan's father before the beginning of the world, which of course we know that the Word of God speaks about Jesus as the lamb that was slain before the foundation of the world. And so what C.S. Lewis did was take something very commonplace that he saw around him as a child, these dolmens, and he used it as a symbol in his stories to teach Christian ideas to young people. In a way that really any young person who's read The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe and the other chronicles of Narnia will not be surprised when they start reading in the Bible about God sending Jesus as a substitute to take our place and a sacrifice for us. They will not be surprised when they read about Jesus as the Lamb who was slain before the foundation of the world. And what C.S. Lewis was doing was basically taking these very elements of the Christian story and making clear that these are something that anyone can understand and that can appeal to all of our hearts. And there perhaps was his great genius as a writer. And so every time I pass a dolmen in Ireland, I'll often pull in at the side of the road, just have a closer look at it. But it's a reminder to me, whatever those dolmens were originally constructed for, they have become a reminder to me of the sacrifice of Jesus on our behalf as our substitute, taking our place, where he took the death that we deserved and took it upon his shoulders. And we thank God for that. Be blessed today. Join us again next time for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock, Drogheda.